My friends have had a number of people actually ask me to come up with a Slash sound from Guns N' Roses on the Fender LT25, and I started to do that a number of times, and it's first of all, I've never played a lot of Guns N' Roses music. Seems like I just was in bands that we just never chose that to play. But I suspected, of course, I knew he played a Les Paul. It's very clear in the videos he played Les Paul. And so a humbucker sound, and I suspected it was some sort of Marshall, and then processed, somewhat. But as I listened to Slash's music over the years, if I listened to it really closely, it did not seem quite as distorted as you might think it would be at first, as dirty as you'd think it would be. I just listened to, I've just pulled the Appetite for Destruction, several songs and stuff over here. You can see here I've been watching Guns N' Roses Welcome to the Jungle. The one thing I found out, I always played, whenever I play his music, I play it in standard tuning. It seems like they're playing it in a flat tuning, like they're a half step down. Like Sweet Child of Mine is not in G like I thought it was. It's probably in G flat, but they're probably playing it in G just turned down. So the sounds I've got here, I'm going to play in standard tune. I'm not going to retune my guitar. I did watch a rig rundown from John Bollinger, and it had the guys that's been with Slash and Duff and what's the other guy's name? Izzy Stradlin. It says Richard Fortus now, so I guess it's not, but Izzy's gone. So it was Izzy, Duff, and Slash, but the Duff and Slash guy for a long time. And so sure enough, these are like Jubilee, Marshalls, and that's not what we've got. And we don't have that sound. That it is modeled into some other modelers like a Helix. And I listened to the 80s version of the Marshall that's in the LT25. I did not think that sounded as accurate as the 70s. So I've got the 70s Marshall pulled up here. If you look on the screen, I don't have the gain set way up high. I've got it set on about 6.5, and it may actually be less than that. I got the volume up. It sounds like a fairly mid-rangey. I don't think he scooped his mids back then. It seems about a little bit heavier bass than typical and a little bit heavier treble. And it sounds to me like maybe for different tones and stuff, you might be using his tone knobs. Or switching back and forth between pickups, like on Sweet Child of Mine. And now, forgive me here, I've got very light strings on my guitar. The other thing I found out watching that thing is he favors like 11s to 52s or something like that. I do 9s to 48s or 46s. So mine, and I got my action set way low. So this is not going to sound exactly like him, but this is sort of the amp tone, I think, is the... See, it looks like a very simple sort of setup here, and I have now. The one thing I do think I noticed when I hit my I got a tube screamer from Behringer, like a $25 cheapo one. It seems to be more like what his sound is by hitting it on the front end with a tube screamer. If you've watched enough of my videos to know, I love using this metal gate. And if you use the metal gate, and if you use it, you can't really put a tube screamer up front, but you might choose to do that. You might choose to turn this off. And see, I'm getting some noise if you're hearing that. But I could swap that effect out, and I could put let's find one here. Right there's this is Blues Drive. So you can see now automatically I've introduced even more noise into it. I'm going to pull it back a little bit. Gain fairly high, blend. Let's think about this. Bring the tone down just a little bit. Man, I'm pretty terrible. Go to your treble pickup. to use that blues drive in front of, let me turn it up because I got mine turned off. So here it is with the blues drive on, and not mine on the pedal then. So you know, it might be that the more aggressive sounds that he plays use that blues drive. Or something similar to that. And he also uses a wob, which I don't have a wob with me tonight. But there you go. Now, my Les Paul has 57 humbuckers on it. Don't know what he has on his. I did watch. I think he uses Seymour Duncan's. So that's not what's I'm thinking this one at all. No, it's just the regular classic 57s. But I think that'll get you in the ballpark of what give you a fairly close slash sound. For your guitar, just dial in what you think. I would go here, first of all to this and experiment back and forth with various different, probably mids. I think I would leave about that much treble on there, and probably about that much bass. You might flip flop your mids and your bass just a little bit. I don't think I'd go much higher on the gain. Like I say, if I back this up even to 5. Now I've got the tube screamer still engaged. I'm sure he's using some sort of boost or something when he goes to his lead playing though. But I think for his real, this is probably about as dirty as you need to be. Peace to all who watch. Subscribe to the channel if you like.